When you think of classic muscle cars, speed and power often come to mind. But few cars embody these traits quite like the 1969 Chevy Yenko Camaro. This beastly machine, equipped with a ferocious 427 cubic inch V8 engine, wasn't just a marvel of engineering, it was a force of nature on wheels. Yet, with great power came great risk. Known for its tendency to overwhelm even the most skilled drivers, this car earned its reputation as one of the most dangerous vehicles ever made. The birth of a legend, how the 1969 Chevy Yenko Camaro came to be. The story of the 1969 Chevy Yenko Camaro begins with Don Yenko, a passionate racer and dealership owner who wanted more power from the cars he sold. At the time, Chevrolet limited the engine options for the Camaro, keeping it from competing with other muscle cars that had bigger, faster engines. But Yenko wasn't about to let that stop him. Yenko saw an opportunity to turn the Camaro into a true performance machine. He took matters into his own hands by ordering standard Camaros from Chevrolet and swapping their engines for the Corvette's powerful L72 427 cubic inch V8. This engine boasted a whopping 425 horsepower, transforming the Camaro into a street-legal rocket. He didn't stop there. Yenko added heavy-duty suspension, better brakes, and performance-oriented features to handle the extra power. The result? The 1969 Yenko Camaro, a car designed to dominate both the streets and the drag strip. Yenko didn't build these cars in secret. In fact, he made a deal with Chevrolet, allowing him to order cars straight from the factory with these powerful upgrades. This saved him time and gave his dealership an exclusive edge. The special Yenko Camaros were then sold to the public, and they quickly became legends in the muscle car community. The 1969 Yenko Camaro combined raw power with a sleek, aggressive design, making it a symbol of American muscle cars. It wasn't just a car, it was an experience. The creation of the Yenko Camaro marked a turning point in automotive history, proving that sometimes breaking the rules leads to greatness. Who was Don Yenko? The man behind the monster. Don Yenko was more than just a car dealer. He was a true car enthusiast with a passion for speed and performance. Born into a family of car dealers, Yenko grew up surrounded by cars, but he wasn't content with just selling them. He wanted to race them, and more importantly, he wanted to build them better and faster than anyone else. Yenko became a skilled racer in his own right, competing in everything from drag racing to endurance races like the 24 Hours of Le Mans. But while he loved racing, he realized that many of the cars being sold to the public didn't have the power or speed to match their racing counterparts. That's when he decided to take matters into his own hands. In the mid-1960s, Yenko started modifying cars at his family dealership, turning standard models into high-performance machines. His most famous creation was the Yenko Camaro. When Chevrolet restricted the Camaro to smaller engines, Yenko saw a gap in the market. He took the standard Camaro, dropped in the massive 427 cubic inch V8 engine from the Corvette, and made other performance modifications. The result was a car that was faster and more powerful than most other muscle cars on the road. Yenko wasn't just about speed, though. He cared about building cars that people would love to drive. His attention to detail, combined with his racing expertise, made the Yenko Camaro a legend. Today, Don Yenko is remembered as a pioneer in the muscle car world, someone who pushed the limits of what cars could do and brought high-performance driving to the everyday enthusiast. Engine power, the Corvette L72 V8. At the heart of the 1969 Chevy Yenko Camaro was the powerful Corvette L72 V8 engine, and it's what made this car an absolute beast on the road. The L72 engine was originally designed for the Corvette, but Don Yenko knew that this engine could turn the Camaro into something truly special. So, he took it upon himself to transplant this monster under the Camaro's hood. The L72 V8 was a 427 cubic inch engine, which packed an impressive 425 horsepower. Back in the late 1960s, this kind of power was huge, especially for a car that was meant to be driven on the street. The engine had a high compression ratio, meaning it could produce massive amounts of power very quickly. This allowed the Yenko Camaro to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 5 seconds, which was lightning fast for its time. But the L72 V8 wasn't just about raw speed. It was also designed to handle high-performance driving, making it perfect for drag racing. The engine came with forged pistons, a solid lifter camshaft, and a heavy-duty crankshaft, all of which helped it deliver that heart-pounding performance consistently. It was an engine that could take a beating and keep going strong. The combination of the L72's power and the Camaro's lightweight frame made the 1969 Yenko Camaro one of the fastest and most thrilling muscle cars of its era. This engine was the soul of the Yenko Camaro, giving drivers the kind of power and performance that made them feel like they were behind the wheel of a race car. For those lucky enough to drive one, the L72 engine offered an unforgettable experience. Performance specs, speed, torque, and thrill. The performance of the 1969 Chevy Yenko Camaro was nothing short of thrilling. Powered by the monstrous Corvette L72 V8 engine, this car was designed to deliver jaw-dropping speed and torque that left other muscle cars in the dust. Let's dive into what made this Camaro so impressive. With 425 horsepower under the hood, the Yenko Camaro could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.7 seconds, a blistering pace for its time. Its top speed clocked in at around 140 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest muscle cars on the road. But the real excitement came from its torque. The L72 engine produced an incredible 460 pound-feet of torque, which meant the car had massive pulling power and could accelerate quickly, whether you were taking off from a stoplight or roaring down the drag strip. Handling all that power wasn't easy though. The Yenko Camaro's lightweight frame made it feel even faster, but it also made it a bit tricky to control, especially at high speeds. Drivers had to know what they were doing to avoid losing control, because one wrong move and the car could easily spin out. Despite its wild nature, the Camaro's suspension and upgraded brakes made it slightly more manageable, but it was still a car that demanded respect. It wasn't just about the numbers on paper. Driving the Yenko Camaro was a full-body experience. The rumble of the engine, the rush of speed, and the raw power made every drive feel like an adrenaline-fueled adventure. For muscle car enthusiasts, the 1969 Yenko Camaro was the definition of performance, offering a thrill ride that few cars could match. Design and aesthetics. What set the 1969 Yenko Camaro apart? The design of the 1969 Yenko Camaro was just as striking as its performance. This car didn't just look fast, it screamed power, even when standing still. From its sleek body to its bold stripes, everything about the Yenko Camaro was meant to turn heads. One of the first things you'd notice about the Yenko Camaro was its aggressive stance. The car sat low to the ground, giving it a sporty and aerodynamic look that hinted at the speed it could unleash. The long hood and short rear deck were classic Camaro features, but Yenko made sure his version stood out even more. The signature racing stripes running across the hood and trunk were one of the most distinctive design elements. These stripes, along with the special Yenko/SC badges, let everyone know that this wasn't just any Camaro, it was a Yenko. The wide front grille and round headlights gave the car a menacing front end, while the muscular rear fenders emphasized its power. The Yenko Camaro came in a variety of bold colors like Hugger Orange, Daytona Yellow, and Le Mans Blue, all of which added to its eye-catching appeal. Each car had unique Yenko branding, making it easy to spot on the road or track. Inside, the Yenko Camaro was all about the essentials. It didn't have a lot of fancy features, but it was built for driving. The interior was functional and focused on performance, with comfortable bucket seats and a simple dashboard layout that put everything the driver needed within easy reach. The combination of aggressive styling and performance-focused design made the 1969 Yenko Camaro a car that looked as fast as it felt. It wasn't just a vehicle, it was a statement. Racing pedigree, dominating the drag strip. The 1969 Yenko Camaro wasn't just a car for cruising, it was built to dominate the drag strip. With its powerful Corvette L72 V8 engine, this muscle car had everything it needed to leave the competition in the dust. In fact, Don Yenko designed the Camaro specifically for performance enthusiasts who wanted to experience the thrill of racing firsthand. Thanks to its 425 horsepower engine and 460 pound-feet of torque, the Yenko Camaro could fly down the quarter mile with ease. It was capable of hitting 0 to 60 miles per hour in just under 5 seconds, which made it a fierce competitor on the drag strip. The lightweight frame and powerful engine gave it the kind of explosive acceleration that was perfect for short, high-speed races. Whether it was a casual race among friends or a more serious competition, the Yenko Camaro was always a strong contender. Don Yenko wasn't just a builder, he was also a racer, and he knew what it took to win. He made sure that his Camaros were equipped with the right suspension, upgraded brakes, and heavy-duty components to handle the stresses of racing. This attention to detail made the Yenko Camaro not only fast, but also durable enough to stand up to the demands of drag racing. The 1969 Yenko Camaro quickly gained a reputation as a drag strip legend. It wasn't just about the numbers. This car had the performance to back it up, and it became a favorite among racers who wanted to push the limits. Even today, the Yenko Camaro's racing pedigree is remembered as one of the high points in muscle car history, a car that was truly built to dominate the strip. The Yenko conversion, what made it so special? The Yenko conversion is what took the 1969 Camaro from a great car to an absolute legend. Don Yenko, already a well-known name in the racing world, wasn't satisfied with the standard Camaro's performance. So, he decided to take matters into his own hands and create something truly special. The key to the Yenko conversion was swapping out the factory engine for the Corvette's powerful L72 427 cubic inch V8. This engine upgrade transformed the Camaro into a performance powerhouse, packing a whopping 425 horsepower. But the conversion didn't stop there. Yenko added a heavy-duty suspension system, upgraded brakes, and reinforced the drivetrain to handle all that extra power. These changes made the car not only faster, but also more capable of handling the demands of high-speed driving and racing. What made the Yenko conversion truly unique was that it wasn't a one-off custom job. Don Yenko worked directly with Chevrolet to get these upgraded Camaros straight from the factory, making the conversion process more efficient. He ordered the cars through the Central Office Production Order COPO system, which allowed him to bypass Chevrolet's limits on engine size. This meant that Yenko could deliver these powerful Camaros to customers right off the showroom floor. The Yenko conversion also came with its own branding. Each car sported special Yenko/SC badges and racing stripes, letting everyone know this wasn't just any Camaro. It was a Yenko, built for speed, performance, and the thrill of driving. This combination of power, handling, and exclusivity is what made the Yenko conversion so special. It took a standard muscle car and turned it into a legend, leaving a lasting impact on the world of American muscle cars. Handling issues. The Camaro's unruly beast. The 1969 Yenko Camaro was undeniably powerful, but with that power came some serious handling issues. While it could rocket down the road at incredible speeds, controlling all that muscle wasn't always easy. In fact, the Camaro earned a reputation for being a bit of an unruly beast, especially in the hands of less experienced drivers. One of the biggest challenges with the Yenko Camaro was its lightweight frame. While the car's relatively low weight helped with speed and acceleration, it made the vehicle difficult to control at high speeds. The 425 horsepower L72 V8 engine delivered a massive amount of power, but that also meant it could easily overpower the tires and suspension, causing the car to lose grip and spin out if you weren't careful. The heavy torque added to the challenge. With 460 pound-feet of torque, the Camaro had incredible pulling power, but that also made it easy for the rear wheels to break loose during hard acceleration, especially on sharp corners or wet roads. Drivers had to be cautious when pushing the car to its limits because one wrong move could result in a loss of control. Despite its handling issues, Don Yenko did make some improvements to help tame the beast. The upgraded suspension and heavy-duty brakes provided better control, but the Yenko Camaro was still a car that required a skilled hand. It was more of a straight-line performer than a corner hugger, making it perfect for drag racing, but a bit tricky for everyday driving. In the end, the handling issues were part of the Yenko Camaro's character. It wasn't a car for everyone, but for those who could handle its wild side, it offered an exhilarating driving experience like no other. Safety concerns. Why the Yenko Camaro was called dangerous. The 1969 Yenko Camaro was a thrill ride, but it also came with some serious safety concerns. With its powerful 427 cubic inch V8 engine and blazing speed, this muscle car could be more dangerous than it was fun, especially if you weren't careful behind the wheel. First off, the sheer power of the Yenko Camaro was a big part of the problem. The car's 425 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque made it incredibly fast, but that power also made it difficult to handle. When you accelerate hard, the car could easily spin out of control if the driver wasn't experienced. The rear wheels, in particular, had a tendency to lose grip, especially in wet or slippery conditions, making the car prone to skidding and fishtailing. Another issue was the car's basic safety features, or rather, the lack of them. The Yenko Camaro was built for performance, not for modern safety standards. It had minimal safety equipment, with basic seatbelts and no airbags or advanced crash protection. This meant that if something went wrong, the driver and passengers were more vulnerable than they would be in today's cars. The car's lightweight design, while great for speed, didn't help with stability. At high speeds, the Camaro could become very unpredictable, making it challenging to keep the car in a straight line or handle sharp turns without risking a spin-out. Despite these issues, many enthusiasts loved the Yenko Camaro for its raw power and performance. But it was a car that demanded respect and skill from its driver. For those who could handle it, the Yenko Camaro offered an adrenaline-pumping experience. But for others, it was a reminder that speed and power can come with real risks. Street legal but not tame. Driving the 1969 Yenko Camaro. Driving the 1969 Yenko Camaro was like holding a wild stallion by the reins. It was street legal, meaning you could drive it on public roads, but it was far from tame. With its powerful Corvette L72 V8 engine, the Yenko Camaro was built for serious speed and performance, and it made every drive an adventure. First off, the acceleration was nothing short of thrilling. The 427 cubic inch engine roared to life with just a touch of the pedal, propelling the Camaro from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 5 seconds. This kind of speed was exhilarating, making every stoplight a chance for a burst of power. But with that much horsepower, the Camaro could easily get away from you if you weren't careful. The rear-wheel drive and high torque meant that sudden acceleration could cause the rear tires to break loose, leading to some heart-pounding moments. Handling the Yenko Camaro was another story. While the car's lightweight frame and performance suspension helped with speed, they made the car a bit tricky to control. On smooth, straight roads, it was a joy to drive. But when it came to corners or rough patches, you had to stay on your toes. The Camaro could easily lose traction, especially in wet conditions, making it a car that required constant attention. Despite these challenges, driving the Yenko Camaro was a unique experience. It wasn't just about getting from point A to point B, it was about feeling the raw power and enjoying the rush of the ride. For those who loved muscle cars, the Yenko Camaro offered a driving experience that was both thrilling and demanding, a car that was truly street legal but never truly tame. Comparing the Yenko Camaro with other muscle cars of the era. The 1969 Yenko Camaro stood tall among other muscle cars of its era due to its raw power and exclusivity. Compared to the Dodge Charger, the Yenko Camaro was lighter and faster off the line thanks to its 425 horsepower L72 V8 engine. While the Charger was known for its high torque and size, the Yenko was more nimble, ideal for drag racing. The Ford Mustang Boss 429 was another major contender. It matched the Yenko in terms of speed, but the Camaro had the edge with its factory upgrades and Don Yenko's touch, making it a sought-after collector's item. The Boss 429 may have been powerful, but it didn't carry the same rare, personalized appeal. The Pontiac GTO was a popular muscle car of the time, offering great performance, but the Yenko Camaro's engine swap gave it a unique advantage. The GTO had a strong engine, but the Yenko had that extra edge in street credibility and exclusivity. The 1969 Yenko Camaro was about more than just speed. It represented a performance-focused culture. While many muscle cars of the era offered power, few matched the Camaro's combination of speed, rarity, and Yenko's signature engineering. This made it a standout in the competitive muscle car scene. Rarity and collectability. The Yenko Camaro is a collector's dream. The 1969 Yenko Camaro is a collector's dream, and its rarity is a big part of what makes it so special. Back in 1969, only about 201 Yenko Camaros were made, which makes finding one today a real treasure. This limited production means that each Yenko Camaro is not just a car, but a piece of automotive history. What sets the Yenko Camaro apart from other muscle cars is the unique combination of performance and exclusivity. Don Yenko took a standard Camaro and transformed it into a high-performance machine with a powerful 427 cubic inch V8 engine. This wasn't something you could just walk into a dealership and buy. Each Yenko Camaro was a custom creation, making it a rare find for any car enthusiast. The Yenko Camaro's collectability is also boosted by its racing pedigree. It wasn't just a showpiece, it was built to perform on the drag strip. This performance heritage adds to its allure among collectors who appreciate both its speed and its place in racing history. Additionally, the Yenko Camaro's distinct styling, with its racing stripes and Yenko/SC badges, makes it stand out even more. These features are not just cosmetic, but also mark the car's special status. Owning a Yenko Camaro means having a piece of a unique era in automotive history, a car that represents the peak of muscle car performance and exclusivity. Cultural impact: the Yenko Camaro in pop culture and automotive history. The 1969 Yenko Camaro has made a significant mark on pop culture and automotive history, earning a place in the hearts of car enthusiasts and appearing in various forms of media. In the world of pop culture, the Yenko Camaro is often featured in movies, TV shows, and car magazines. Its bold design and powerful performance have made it a favorite among filmmakers looking to showcase classic muscle cars. Whether it's a high-speed chase or a vintage car show, the Yenko Camaro's distinctive look and roaring engine make it a standout star on screen. The car's impact goes beyond just entertainment. In automotive history, the Yenko Camaro is celebrated for its role in the muscle car era. Don Yenko's conversion of the standard Camaro into a high-performance beast reflects a time when car enthusiasts sought more power and speed. The Yenko Camaro represents the pinnacle of muscle car engineering, combining speed with a unique personality. Car collectors and enthusiasts revere the Yenko Camaro for its rarity and performance. It's seen as a symbol of a golden era in American automotive design, and owning one is considered a significant achievement. The car's influence is still felt today, as it continues to inspire new generations of car lovers and remains a sought-after gem at classic car auctions. Overall, the 1969 Yenko Camaro has left an indelible mark on both popular culture and automotive history, embodying the spirit of an era defined by performance and style. Yenko Camaro. Today, restorations and modern enthusiasts. The 1969 Yenko Camaro continues to capture the imagination of car enthusiasts, even decades after its heyday. Today, these classic muscle cars are highly sought after, and many have undergone meticulous restorations to bring them back to their original glory. Restoring a Yenko Camaro is no small task. Enthusiasts and collectors go to great lengths to ensure that every detail is perfect, from the powerful L72 V8 engine to the distinctive racing stripes and Yenko/SC badges. The goal is to make the car look and drive as it did back in 1969, preserving its history and performance. Many restorations also aim to keep the car as close to its original factory specs as possible, which means sourcing rare parts and using specialized techniques. Modern enthusiasts who own or work on Yenko Camaros are passionate about preserving this piece of automotive history. Car clubs, online forums, and classic car shows are buzzing with discussions about these iconic vehicles. Enthusiasts share tips, advice, and stories about their restorations and experiences with the Yenko Camaro. The car's legacy lives on through these dedicated fans who appreciate its performance, rarity, and historical significance. Whether it's showing off a freshly restored Yenko Camaro at a car show or discussing its merits with fellow enthusiasts online, the love for this muscle car is as strong as ever. Legacy of the 1969 Chevy Yenko Camaro in muscle car history. The 1969 Chevy Yenko Camaro has carved out a special place in muscle car history, leaving a lasting legacy that car enthusiasts still celebrate today. This iconic vehicle wasn't just another muscle car, it was a symbol of speed, power, and exclusivity. When Don Yenko transformed the standard Camaro into a high-performance machine with the powerful 427 cubic inch V8 engine, he created something extraordinary. With its 425 horsepower and unique features, the Yenko Camaro quickly became a standout in the muscle car world. It wasn't just about raw speed, it was also about a carefully engineered blend of power and performance that set it apart from other cars of the era. The Yenko Camaro's impact extended beyond the track. Its bold design and powerful engine captured the imagination of car lovers and collectors. Even decades later, it remains a coveted collector's item, admired for its rarity and its role in the muscle car era. Car shows, auctions, and classic car clubs often feature the Yenko Camaro, highlighting its significance in automotive history. Enthusiasts and collectors continue to celebrate its legacy, ensuring that the story of this remarkable car lives on. Thanks for joining us on this ride through the thrilling and perilous world of the 1969 Chevy Yenko Camaro. From its heart-pounding power to its legendary status in muscle car history, it's clear why this car remains one of the most talked about and dangerous machines ever made. If you enjoyed this dive into automotive legend, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more exciting content.